Mr. Ahmad Hewad Rahyab, CEO of the Afghanistan Youth Thinker Youth Civil Organization.
Thank you. Honorable chairs, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and friends. I stand before you today as the representative of countless Afghans whose voices have been silenced, whose rights have been stripped, and whose dignity has been trampled since the takeover of Afghanistan by the Taliban in August 2021. I come from a country that once, despite its suffering, carried hope. For more than a decade, I worked as a human rights defender and civil society activist with my peers, trying to open windows of opportunity for education, for free speech, for peace and democracy. I believed in a future in which young generation could build the Afghanistan they deserved. But the future is now being destroyed, step by step, and with each act of repression. It becomes more difficult to imagine its return. Since 2021, Afghanistan has suffered an almost complete rollback of humanitarian fundamental human rights. The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, the Human Rights Watch, and some other observers between August 2021 and November 2025 recorded thousands of casualties, including extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, detentions, and forced disappearances, instances of torture and ill treatment of former government officials, human rights defenders, and civil society activists. Since then, repression has continued and worsened. As recently as 2025, the Human Rights Watch documented escalating restrictions on women and girls, the barring of female education beyond primary levels, bans on female employment, severe curbs on freedom of movement and expression, and widespread targeting of journalists, human rights defenders, and civil society activists. These abuses are not isolated incidents. They reflect the imposition of a regime of fear, silencing, and structural discrimination. The banning of women and girls from education, the closure of employment opportunities for women amounts to what the Human Rights Watch calls gender persecution, and what many survivors call gender apartheid. The story of Afghanistan is not only one of despair, but is also a story of resistance and resilience and hope. I still carry the dream of an Afghanistan where children can dream again, where girls can attend school, where women walk safely in the streets, where people of all ethnicities, religions, and beliefs can live free from fear. What I ask from you today, the international community gathered here, do not forget Afghanistan. Do not allow it to sink into oblivion while the world attentions shifts elsewhere. Demand accountability through credible mechanisms, through international courts, through independent investigations. The abuses must be documented, and the perpetrators must not enjoy impunity. Insist on protecting fundamental rights, especially of women, girls, minorities, and activists at risk. Let us ensure that human rights, human dignity, and justice are not just words at international conferences, but lived realities for every Afghan, men, women, children, minorities, the persecuted, the displaced, because peace without justice is not real peace. I repeat it. Peace without justice is not a real peace. I and many others like me believe in a future for Afghanistan and the entire world, built on respect, equality, human dignity, and hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rahyab. Thank you.